Hey everyone, welcome back to class. Oh no, the teacher told me to write a paper and I'm not sure how to do it. I know he said something about MLA format and citation styles, but I have no idea what he means. Luckily, the basics of MLA format are pretty easy, and I can teach you how to put one together in probably about 10 minutes. The time is ticking on that project, so let's get started. Today, we're going to learn about citation styles and how you are going to write every single paper in my class. While there are many citation styles, I will be breezing over what's called APA and Chicago style to give you an idea that there are other teachers that might expect these forms. But this video will mainly focus on MLA format. If you would like to learn more in depth about APA and Chicago style, I'll do the lesson later and link the video below. So why is citation format important to you? Well, if you're taking one of my classes, your grade kind of depends on it. But besides the grade, formatting your paper in some kind of citation style gives you a great tool for organizing your thoughts. This organization allows others to understand what you're trying to point out. Also, it's a state standard you are required to learn. Why do they do this? Besides organization, my best guess is that you are demonstrating that you can follow directions when it comes to formatting a document. This is an important skill to have. Every job has its own forms and formats to follow, and if you couldn't follow them, it would put you behind the competition. As far as teachers go, it makes grading easier. I know exactly what I am looking for and where it should be. But what I would argue is one of the most important reasons to learn citation styles is to show that you give credit to those whose ideas you used to help create your paper. The ability to properly cite someone in MLA format is a concept which is important enough to have its own video. When I create it, I'll link it below. So let's set some goals for this video. How do I make sure my paper is in MLA format? What is the main difference between APA format, Chicago, and MLA style? Who uses MLA, APA, and Chicago citation? The MLA style is the most likely format you will use in primary and secondary school. Once you get to college, professors like to branch out to the APA style format, but rarely you will see a professor trying to challenge you by using what they call Chicago style. Gee, thanks professors. Don't worry, I'll point out some main differences between the three styles. If you can master MLA format, you can do any other form. I'm a teacher that believes in showing you how to do something and not just telling you how to do it, so I will do this in Google Docs so everyone can try. Try to create one as I describe it, and I'll tell you what to do. Hands-on experience is great for your memory, and most of the software that's similar to Google Docs, like Microsoft Word, has these same capabilities. So they just put the buttons in different places. You'll have to look for those buttons if you're trying it on a different program, but you'll get the idea. I will start by creating a new document. Before you do anything on this paper, you need to make sure your paper is double spaced. Click Format, Paragraph, double space. This makes sure every time you hit enter, a big space goes in between the lines. This allows me to write whatever I want between the lines when I'm grading it. You will always use Times New Roman font and make sure the size is 12. If you're not in one of my classes, ask your teacher what fonts are acceptable. Why do teachers do that? Well, Times New Roman is one of the easiest fonts to read for many people. Imagine you are a teacher with hundreds of papers to grade. Believe it or not, it is a strain on your eyes and confusing for your mind, and when a different font comes up, it blows you out of the water. Everything looks different and it distracts the teacher from what you're trying to say on this paper. So even if they do accept it, chances are they will not be able to point out all those amazing points that you just did. So this will most likely cause you to get a worse grade. So just don't do it. Put a page number at the top right hand side of your paper. You do this by clicking Insert, Page Number, then selecting the place you would like the page number to be. It is also a good idea to check and make sure the teacher wants the page number on the top right. That's where I like it. The font always changes, so make sure it is in Times New Roman font size 12, so it is all the same font. Why do I ask for this? Because I'm a pretty ballerina. This ballerina has stacks of hundreds of papers on its desk. I'm one of those ballerinas that love to twist and spin in my classroom and always knock papers off my desks, especially when I pirouette. This is a bad habit, and I know I'll have it until the day I die. Now that I knocked all the papers off my desks, how do I know which one is yours? It sure would be handy if all the papers had a quick and easy way to sort them, each by student name. Oh wait, there is. This is why you put your last name before every page number. Luckily, if you insert the page number, like I told you, if you put your last name on the first page, it should be on all the pages. Make sure to put a space after your last name, or sometimes it messes up the page numbers. If you forget the space, you will have a whole lot of page number ones. Okay, look at this. The program likes to call up here, where I just clicked for the page number, the header. This is not what most teachers call the header. I call this the top margin. Feel free to feel different. It's all your opinion. What does this old ballerina know anyway? If you hear me say you need a header, just click off the page number or margin and make sure you're on the left side of your paper. Put your first name and last name and hit enter to go to the next line. Put your teacher's name, hit enter, go to the next line. Put your class name and class period. I accept abbreviations, so abbreviations are fine by me. For example, if you're in my English 9 class and you are in 5th period, the abbreviation would be ENG 9 5P. Make sure to hit enter to go to the next line. Now put the date. Boom, you now have what's considered a header. Now you need your title. Hit enter to go to the next line. Your title is always centered. Click the center margin icon. This is the center margin icon. Make sure to always capitalize the first word, all the nouns, and the verbs. There's more rules than this, but I will cover all the rules in writing a proper title in a title video and link it below. But for now, I'll call this like a level 1 understanding of how to write title. So level 1 is fine for now. Hit enter and go to the next line. Get back on that left-hand side. Hit that left margin button. This is where you start writing your own paper. Make sure you hit tab, T-A-B. That's the button on your keyboard every time you want to start a new paragraph. This is called an indentation. This helps your reader easily find the paragraphs. I prefer 5-paragraph essays in my class. Why? Because I believe that if you can write 5-paragraph essays, you can write an essay in any length. It is easy, and I can easily show you how the organization of 5-paragraph essays works and describe my train of thought while I'm doing it. I can give you simple guidelines, tips, and tricks for each paragraph in the 5-paragraph essay. I'll do those in later videos, and I'll link them down below. The very last page of your essay is always the works cited page. This is where you give detailed information on where you got your information. Go to the top of the Google document and press Insert. After you click Insert, press Page Break. This puts a break in the page, meaning that no matter what, there will be a new page below the last thing that you typed. Here is the first thing that you put on that last page. Click center margin again. When you are on that center, you will type works cited, capital W, capital C. Make sure you use these capitals or else it will be wrong. You will put all your sources you used below in alphabetical order. Make sure you click back to the left-hand side or left margin before you start typing these sources. The format of the works cited page is always changing, so this is a fair warning that the way I teach formatting in my works cited page could change year by year. MLA stands for Modern Language Association. Every time I see a change in the citation format, for some reason I picture a room of snobby old guys with white wigs pointing at some student's paper and shouting, "No, we need to change it so periods go after the title and not a comma." You know, it's pretty boring. It's probably the most boring job in the world. So because of this, always make sure to ask your teacher how they like their format of their citations. Believe me when I say you will develop a love-hate relationship of MLA format for your entire academic career. I told you before this video is over, I want to go over briefly what APA and Chicago style is. APA format looks kind of like this. I want you to notice that the whole first page is dedicated to the information found on MLA's header that I told you about. This frees up room for your typing when your teacher says they have a page limit on their assignments. So here is Chicago style. Notice how at the bottom of each page it gives credit to the people or pieces of work they got their ideas from. This is used to supplement the works cited or bibliography at the end of your work. You see this format in textbooks most often. Notice how I use the word bibliography. This means that this is a good time for me to go over the difference between works cited, reference, and bibliography. Works cited is used in MLA format. It is to give information for every quote you cited in your paper. I'll give more into quotes in the in-text citation video, and I'll link that one below as well. References are used in APA style. It follows similar rules to the MLA works cited with its quotes, so not much difference there, just a different name. Bibliography is used in Chicago style. This is a list of all the sources you consulted, not just direct quotes. Let's talk about who uses these different citations. MLA, like I said, stands for Modern Language Association. It is used by English class and the humanities. APA stands for American Psychological Association. It's usually used for psychology and the sciences. And Chicago style stands for deep dish pizza. Well, not in this case. So Chicago stands for Chicago style. It is usually used in business, history, and the fine arts. All of this is up to your teacher's discretion. So make sure to ask your teacher before even starting. You now have a formatted MLA style document. Woo! Congrats! If you followed everything I did, you even have some notes on the top to help you understand the difference between styles. So let's review. MLA format uses Times New Roman, size 12 font, with page numbers that have your last name before it. You have to have a proper header, a title with proper capitalization, and indent the paragraphs and double space. There is a works cited page at the end. The disciplines that use each specific format are as follows. MLA is English and Humanities. APA is Psychology and Sciences. Chicago is Business, History, and Fine Arts. And the key differences are that MLA puts the header on the same page as the report. APA puts all the header information on the front page all by itself. And Chicago style gives citation at the bottom of each page and a more extensive bibliography at the end. So make sure to check out my video to help learn about all the other stuff that we talked about. I have been here all day talking to my camera, so I think it's time for me to ballerina dance out of here. As always, thanks for letting me teach you. I'll see you next time.